There are various test prep courses. You can take courses for TOEIC, TOEFL, and TEPS. Speaking, writing, listening, and reading are all in different courses. There are also other courses for English conversation, Chinese, and Korean. If you want to take these non-credit courses, you have to register. You can easily register on the website. Click Program, Non-Credit Course, Registration. There are application period and limit on number of people who take the courses. So if you want to take the courses, you should hurry up. How do you know when is the application period? LSE puts up posters about these courses at the beginning of the semester. Non-credit courses cost 59,000 won for each courses if you are a student or faculty of UNIST. Fortunately, there are courses that are free too.
12번.
The LSE helps writing too. I got help from the LSE when I was writing my final essay. If you need advice on your essay, the LSE offers English writing tutorial services for the UNIST students. You can go visit the tutor at BAB room 3085, and the tutor will give comments on how to improve your writing. Just remember that you have to make a reservation at least one day before. There are many things you should know when visiting the tutor, so please read the instruction carefully. You can read the instruction on Writing Center, Services for Students and Staff. The LSE also opens various writing classes on many useful topics. Sometimes they are about academic writing, and sometimes they are about personal writing. Where to get the information? Aside from the LSE homepage, you can find the posters everywhere, especially walls in and next to the elevators. These workshops are free.
I'm going to take LSE courses and get 900 points.
In this video, we will explain how to book lecture rooms. Why would a student book a lecture room? Students at UNIST use study rooms in the library when they need a place to meet and study. Sometimes you have to hold meetings for a larger number of people, for example for club meetings or team projects. In these cases, you can book a lecture room. Before we begin, we can book or cancel only on weekdays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Also, there is a waiting time, so you may want to book the lecture room a few days earlier than the actual meeting. Now, let's begin. Log into the UNIST portal site. Go to Application for Use of Lecture Room menu. You have to click the right arrow to find the menu. Choose your purpose of use. In the case of a club meeting, the club doesn't need to be a member of a club union. Unofficial clubs can book a lecture room. Write your reason concisely. Write the number of people using the room. Click Search for lecture room. The long text in Korean is the rules of reserving and using the lecture rooms. Now I will show you the translation of it.
Here at UNIST, we have two types of courses that are dependent on textbooks. One with an access code and another with no access code. So you have different choices when you buy a textbook. Now let's look at situation when an access code is mandatory for your course. So what options do you have then? The first option is to buy a textbook at bookstore in Student Union building. Thomas Caldwell's textbook. Okay.
하면 되죠? 다 해야 돼요?
Thank you. The second option is to ask your professor for an access code and for an electronic version of the textbook. This option will be cheaper for you because you only pay for an access code. Hello, Professor.
Hi.
I want to ask some questions regarding to access code for your course.
Sure.
So I want to buy an access code, but not a textbook.
Okay.
So can you send me an electronic version of this book by email?
Sure, I will post the price on the Blackboard.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Next, let's talk about the courses which don't require access codes. Here, we also have two options depending on your preferences. The first option is to buy a new textbook in the bookstore. We also have a second option, which will be cheaper than the first one. At UNIST, there is a good interaction between international students. At the beginning of each semester, students who don't want to buy a book in the bookstore announce to other international students about the books they want. So, students who have already passed the course and have the textbook for that course might sell it to the students who want it. This is kind of informal, second-hand book selling market. Many students use Facebook group page to announce about these books. As you can see, you have many choices depending on which courses you have, your preferences, and your budget.
Excuse me, could you please help me? Yes, what's the problem? I'm a freshman and it's my first time coming to the library and I don't even know how to enter. So could you please explain how to use the library and what kind of facilities there are?
Sure, with pleasure. In order to enter the library, you have to put your student ID on a special area of entrance machines. Let's look at the left. Here, you can feel free to rest anytime. Here, you can choose among great variety of magazines and journals and some interesting books. However, keep in mind that you can't take these journals with you. Now, let's see what's on the right side of the first floor. Here is the comic book section. Unlike the magazines and journals, you can borrow these comic books. I'm gonna show how to borrow books from library later. And if you have some problem with your computer, laptop, or internet connection, you can visit this place. However, today is Sunday, and they work only from Monday to Friday. Now we are in the second floor. Here, you can book your seat so that you can have a seat and study. To do this, use this machine. Scan your ID and press the number of available seats. In case you plan to study with your friends and group mates, you can go to the website of the library and reserve a room. If you go to the website, it's easily explained. On the right side of the second floor, we have a TV zone. We all can get bored when we study a lot, and in that case, you want to entertain yourself, you can watch movies here. To get the DVDs, ask a librarian. They will carefully explain you how to borrow and return the DVDs. Now, let me introduce the third floor. Third floor is a place where you can find many interesting books. Library staff selects very interesting books for the students and puts them in this zone. If you want to read something and don't want to be disappointed, it's highly recommended to choose among these books. Here you can find many books about different topics. After you choose, you can borrow them very easily by yourself. To borrow a book, you need to use this machine. Let's say you want to borrow this book. First of all, you need to put this book over here. Then, press the button borrow.
Scan your strategic card.
Then you have to scan your ID.
Processing your data. Enter your date.
Next, you need to enter your date of birth. Press the button confirm.
Place your books on the shelf and press confirm.
Again.
Please wait. Processing your data. Would you get a receipt? The process is completed. Thank you.
Now we are on the fourth and the last floor of our library. The first floor is full of study rooms. In fact, the study rooms and booking of them are very similar to those in the second floor. You can use the printing machine over here. It's free, but you need to create an account in an application called Add to Paper. In order to do that, you need a Korean phone number. So you can wait to make a phone number, or you can ask your Korean friends to make an account for you. Every day you can watch the advertisement there and earn some kind of money that you will use when you print papers. There are also many printing machines like this in the campus. Now let me show the location of other printing machines in the campus.